Thank you.
Oh.
Oh, and video.
Excuse me.
And video.
Oh,
Wow,
okay.
extraordinarily well documented. We'll never be able to deny we were here.
You start this time.
We can only deny what we say. Oh, no, you're videotaping. Yeah, I'll go back
I
on
was
my
hoping I'd
seat.
get more light. Oh,
Watch what you say. Well, and Dan's here,
Got
so we gotta be
everybody?
very well behaved.
Oh,
Yes.
yes. Well, yes.
who, I have to be behaved?
No, we have
No,
you.
you.
Oh, no.
Dan is
Not
gonna
at
report
all.
back.
You got everybody?
No,
Or you
I
got
think
one more?
so.
Well, it's all right. You can.
Well,
let him
you
take
come
care
on
of
in.
yourself. You come today.
Come on, nice to see you.
We only have 10 minutes.
Yes,
You
we're
get
gonna
to a certain
do that
age, you
real
can
quick.
He's
see
networking right now.
And
First of all, good morning,
Julian.
everyone.
nice to meet you.
And welcome to Speed Networking. Speed Networking is what it says it is. It's speed. It's at the speed of light. It's a fast amount of time.
Speed, speed, speed,
Speed,
come on.
speed. So one of the first things you know about networking, you gotta have a great ear. Always be willing to listen first. Because if you're willing to listen first, people will think you are someone that they can talk to, enjoy talking to because you're letting them talk. And then I would say, the second thing is know your conviction. Whatever you're selling, whatever you're doing, you should have some level of conviction about it. And if you have a conviction about it, guess what? You'll be selling yourself because you're tied to it. But it's not about you. It's about the person in front of you getting what they need from you. And you're gonna hear some of these same things from them, but last but not least, connect. Know when you're making a connection, know when you're not. If you're not making a connection, say, I'd like to thank you for your time, I appreciate you, and I hope to see you somewhere real soon, and walk away. All right? There.
So, did you say who you were? County
Yes,
Commissioner Kim
Mrs.
Johnson.
Kim Johnson, I'm sorry.
Okay. I just want to make sure you
Thank you,
get.
Mayor. I appreciate it.
I'm Linda Hudson, Mayor of the City of Fort Pierce, and so when you're in politics, you just sort of network
Yes.
naturally.
Yes.
And you learn very quickly that even if you're shy, I'm a shy person, you overcome it. And you have to go to a lot of places where you walk in the room and you don't know anybody, and you have to just start meeting people and being interested in people, and that's really the key to networking, I think, is truly being interested in the other person. It's not all about you, it's about the other person. So we're all have different kind of angles on the networking. I don't think of it as networking, I think of it as doing my job.
Yes.
So I don't even think about it as I'm going to go here and network. I'm going to go here and listen to the people of Fort Pierce. So, Thondra?
Hi, I'm Thondra Lanese. I am the Executive Director of Stuart Main Street, which means that I'm responsible for the economic development of downtown Stuart. And I think I'm one of those people that is not comfortable with networking, is not comfortable putting myself out there. When I first started in my career, I really saw networking as salespeople selling to each other, which seems sort of self-defeating, or glad handing, from people who wanted something else from me. And what I've come to learn is that networking is really community building. It's a way of engaging with the people that are in your community, finding out their needs, sharing with them what you have to offer, and it's okay to share with them your needs too, because what you're trying to do is create a relationship that allows you to help them and them to help you. And that's what our community is. And definitely when you work in a nonprofit world, that's enormously important because they need to understand what you're bringing to the table. And I think that for me has helped me to get kind of outside of myself because it's really not about you. So when you're sweating it and feeling really anxious, you're kind of focusing on yourself. Let it go. Think about what's outside. Think about the people that you're meeting, and make it about them. It takes a lot of pressure off you, and it makes it so much easier.
Absolutely. I'm Mindi Fetterman. I am the Executive Director and founder of the Inner Truth Project. We are a nonprofit that helps survivors of childhood sexual abuse, rape, incest, any type of sexual violence. So I go to networking events, even though they are typically not with other nonprofits, because I believe that there are survivors everywhere. So I like to go to these events and tell people what I do, even though it makes people very uncomfortable. So I have to listen and watch people's body language and find out when enough is enough, and then let them go. But make sure that they have my information so that I can follow up with them later. What I find happens a lot of times, and I don't want to be negative, but what I find a lot of times happens is when I network with people, is they're really quick to give me their information and their business cards, but people don't ask for mine. So I've learned from that, is the first thing I do is I ask somebody for their contact. I'm always surprised when people don't do it back. I don't know if it's me or something. They want nothing to do from me. But so that's what I've always learned, is I want their information, and then I make sure I send them either a handwritten note or an email right off the bat, so that I can say I was really lovely to meet you. So that's the first thing I would do, is make sure you ask somebody for their contact information. Make sure you ask them for a card. I'm always surprised when people don't do that. I'm also really surprised when I go to networking events and people don't have anything with them. They don't have cards, they don't have pens on them, they have no way to communicate with each other. So make sure that you go prepared. Make sure that you go ready to tell somebody who you are and what you're all about. Prepare something. Know the audience of where you're going. I went to an event once and it was all construction workers and that type, and I wasn't prepared for that. And so I walked in and I was dressed like this, and they were all like, not prepared to talk to me. They didn't want anything to do with me, and I was really uncomfortable. So you have to know your audience, you have to know what you're gonna say, and be prepared. Otherwise you are gonna be really uncomfortable because you're gonna be focused on yourself. And it just takes a little bit. It just takes a little preparation, and it just takes knowing who they are so you can focus on them. That's really all it is. Because once you do that, you realize everybody's human, and it's just a conversation. It's not networking. It's just talking to regular people, just like you would anywhere. When you walk into a classroom, and you know, there's that few minutes of, these are new people, are they looking at me, are they thinking strange things about me, and then you realize we're all the same. So you can do it, anybody can do it, you just need to have the tools and a little preparation.
So I am Julie Lilliquist, and I sell advertising for a group of radio stations here in town. And I have to network, I have to cold call, I have to do all of that every day. The thing about network is that it's nothing else other than building relationships. And whether you do it at a networking event, whether you're doing it because you're going to a new school and you're meeting new people there, or you're starting a new job and you're meeting new coworkers, it's all about building relationships. You forget about yourself for a while and you just meet somebody and you ask questions and you let them talk and listen. Be a really good listener and get a lot of information from that person. Sometimes you're looking for a job. Maybe you're looking for an internship. Maybe you're looking for a mentor. So get all the information that you need from that person and then always follow up. Pretty much about 48 hours is all you have to connect back with that person that you met, by phone, by email, any way that you can. And bring something that you found out from the original conversation that you had with them. If it was a hobby, and maybe you took the time to find out about an article that has to do with that hobby, you email it to Kim, and you say, Kim, I just saw this article and I thought that you would like to read this, and send that their way. They will remember you because you were the one who took the time to listen to them, correct? So then when you get a response back, you know, because you'll get a, oh, thank you, I really liked the article, then you can possibly say, listen, I would like to either meet with you for coffee, or I would like to, you know, something just casual like that, and then meet and then talk about what it is that you are in need of, the referral, the job, the internship, the mentor, whatever it is. But it's all about building relationships. Don't let networking scare you, because you network every day. You have friends on Facebook, right? That's your network. That's
Right,
your
right.
original network. So.
Well,
Anything else?
and to your point, you know, what you make happen for others, others are willing to make something happen for you. And that moment that she was talking about, that was a connecting moment. Wherein is, you know, you came across something and you want to give this to the person because you heard what they said and that they need it more so than you do. And so you want to connect them with that. But also, real quick, last thing I want to say to you, commonality. 20 years from now, you may see somebody at the grocery store you hadn't seen since you graduated from high school. And guess what? That's a networking opportunity. Just catch up 10 seconds and say, I remember when we were in school, we did this. You both gonna laugh at it. Now you can say yourself. Now you can talk about what you're doing. Now you can talk about what they need. Always remember, the value of you is based upon your conviction, your relationships, your access, your opportunity, and your ability to help people.
And everybody always brings something to the table.
Yeah.
Everybody.
I found that every
Yes.
opportunity that I've taken to go to an event or anything, I've always walked away having learned something,
Yes.
having gotten something out of it.
I agree.
And so that the more that you put into it, the more you get out of it. That is really
Kim
true.
is really right. You're always an ambassador. You're an ambassador for the organization you represent. You're an ambassador for yourself. You're an ambassador for your family and your network. You are always representing something that is larger than yourself.
Yeah.
And you never quite know where that's all gonna intersect.
In the grocery store,
But
it's not my favorite words. Do you have a few minutes?
My husband decided to like to go to the grocery
You're
store with me.
right.
He's like, no, you get sidetracked. We're too much. It takes too long.
Right, right.
Please, let us shop in bureau.
Yeah, right.
We don't know,
Where
it's not
nobody
gonna help.
knows you, right,
Exactly.
exactly.
But truly, anywhere is an opportunity for you to be an ambassador for what you represent, whether you represent this university, whether you represent the business that you work for, whether you represent yourself. I don't know, Noelle, as we talk, I may find that she has a skill that's exactly the volunteer that I need, exactly the part-time position that I know somebody else is looking to fill.
Right.
I
The
never
phone
know.
just sounded. I heard
There we
it.
go.
There we go, sorry.
Thank
Go for it.
Thank you.
All right.
Enjoy.